Okay, now we are back. Sorry about that. Hopefully, can you guys hear me this time? See if we got this fixed. Let's see. Can you guys hear me? Let's see. No sound still. Hmm. Yeah. Let's see. Can you guys hear me? All right. So I got tech support in the other room. So I'm guessing you guys can hear me. Um, so yeah, I guess my first live stream it tanked harder than Bitcoin, but yeah. So the price of Bitcoin is moving, and like I was saying before, that nobody could hear me. Not really worried about what happens in the short term. We only a horizon is 8 to 18 months out. Some people say a clean 2 years, but I'm really focused on 8 months to 18 months out. Once again, thank you guys for coming back after the technical difficulties. Still new to this, get my nerves back together because I hate when stuff messes up because I'm a perfectionist. But yeah, so I was saying that I want to try to start bringing macro and micro news in digestible ways that people can understand. So it's a DGen channel, but every day we kind of talk about some stuff going on in the news and everything. But we'll get to the micro stuff. But yeah, I was asked about a project about two lives ago from Natty, and I did a minor deep dive. I want to catch up to the most current news on this project, but I'm gonna give you some stuff that I saw about it that maybe give you something to think about before you invest to make a more sound decision. But like I said, we see Bitcoin is kind of acting up here a little bit and falling, but it looks like what's going on is everybody's kind of trying to move to Ethereum because we got the Bitcoin ETF, and now everybody's probably thinking that there's going to be Ethereum ETF, which I kind of think there's going to be Ethereum ETF too. So people are kind of moving into that trade right now, and that's what happens. It's Bitcoin, then it's Ethereum, then it's the big caps, and so on and so on. But I do feel like this cycle it is going to get mixed up a lot more. I feel like people are going to be jumping into the micro caps and smaller caps earlier because a lot of people are starting to understand more how it works because the cycle before and the last cycle, the last two cycles, a lot of people coming into the space, they're hearing about crypto. They're young investors, and they don't want to be in stocks, but they come in and they look at the price of something, and they see a bunch of zeros behind the meme coin, or if it's one penny, and they think it's like penny stocks, and it's not the same. But when people are starting to understand microcaps now, a lot of people are jumping into those early. So we're really going to see, you know, we're going to see what happens. So yeah, uh, Solana ETF. Yeah, Solana ETF is definitely what we need. 'Cause I've been big on Solana, so we're going to see how the money flows into the different projects or whatever. But I was looking at this earlier, just seeing how everybody's coming to play the sound, but everybody's coming with their commercial now. VanEck got their commercial out now. I know it's Bitwise at first, and I can't remember who followed right behind them. Sometimes I get mixed up in my head. Everybody's putting their Bitcoin ETF commercials out, and as I've been talking about the last few live streams, like people are going to be waiting for those Super Bowl commercials that we're going to see for the Bitcoin ETFs and stuff. So yeah, you got a lot of these commercials popping out. Everybody's trying to advertise their Bitcoin ETF. But something that I wouldn't say alarmed me, I was kind of expecting this, that Vanguard is saying that they don't care what's going on. They're not gonna bend because they want to stay in the traditional investments and be looked at a certain way. A Vanguard spokesperson told NBC that the asset management giant has no plans at all to create a Bitcoin ETF on its own or even offer funds from other issuers on its trading platform. But the thing about it is, after a little research, you saw that Vanguard, who is like the second, one of the second biggest asset managers behind BlackRock. They have holdings in MicroStrategy and BlackRock, who have Bitcoin ETFs, and MicroStrategy holds Bitcoin. So it just goes to show you that you know they're going to make sure they stay rich, but they don't want to give other people the opportunities to get rich, especially when it's something they don't understand. They don't like the fact that younger investors are making money in ways that they're not used to, and they want everybody to just flow into stocks because we know they got in all the stocks early. And so every time you're invested in these stocks, unless it's like coin or something like that, you can make some, or some of the crypto stocks or whatever. We can make money in those because we kind of were early to those. But the other ones, every time you put money in, I'm sorry, but the Walmarts and all that kind of stuff, you're just filling their bags. Every once in a while, you can make a good trade on those. Apple, Nvidia, and all those kind of things. But they're trying to stick to this traditional stuff, and yeah, do what they do. Merrill Lynch, I never even like saying their name, but they said they're still trying to decide. I don't think they have as much time to decide as they think they do, but we're going to see. Like I said, a lot of these traditional companies are trying to stay traditional. They make you think they're helping you out, when you're buying into the ETFs or whatever, but it's all about the fees that they're making and the money they can make. They're not really trying to legitimize crypto. I'll put it that way. So, because that's what's happening with the Bitcoin ETF. People are like, oh, wait, this crypto thing is real. And so it's making younger investors want to go that way. And so they know that if they do have an ETF, that they're going to help younger investors, see that it's legitimate and get into it. But so this is the project I want to talk about. Like I said, I want to talk about the macro and the micro so you guys kind of understand what's going on without getting too deep in, because there's a lot of channels that it's funny I said deep in, but yeah, I'm going to talk about deep in later too. I want to talk about the macro and the micro so people understand what's going on. But this project was asked about by Natty, and so I want to get more current news on it. But I did I say a minor deep dive. So Abyss World, the project looks great. It's got a low market cap, right? But what happened is that I saw. Like I said, I want to get to the most current news, like as of yesterday kind of news. But what I saw is that they got $100 million in funding from Chain Hill Capital, and this was back in, well, maybe it was before May, but the news was around May. This game that they're building, they got $100 million in funding. But what happened is they had some controversy around the project because a lot of people that are trying to come from the Web 2 space into Web 3. There's still a lot of gamers that think NFTs, they're just mad about NFTs. They don't realize how much it can help them. I understand that sometimes it can raise the barrier to entry. And so they have that argument that they can argue. But overall, like, you're able to own your in-game assets. But what happened is the Abyss World was supposed to be blockchain in the Web3 space. And it may still be. I'm going to get to that in a minute. But what happened is they felt like the investors pulled out or whatever because it was just controversy. I guess they found out that gamers are not too big on Web3 or whatever. So they pulled out on their investment. And one thing I did see that it was listed on Steam. And to my knowledge, I don't believe Steam at this point is I don't know if they really allow blockchain games. I know there's like loopholes you can take as far as NFTs and call them different things like digital assets or whatever. But the fact that they were being listed on Steam makes me think that they were leaning away from the Web3 space, because I don't think like I said, I don't think they really mess with Rondé Jack says, I'm gonna check that, but let me look around it. Yeah, it's kind of tanking right now. But it's all good. I'm not worried about short term. At least, I'm not really worried. But yeah, so they're listed on Steam, and I know Steam doesn't really mess with Web3 games like that. But I did see when I went to look over in their Twitter, it seems like they're trying to turn things around and go back the way of Web3 or whatever, and not disappointing the investors, because I know what happened. The investor pulled out, and I think they canceled the airdrop, but apparently 8 hours ago, like, I was doing this research yesterday because Natty asked about it, and every time people ask about a project, I don't want to necessarily answer on stream. I might do a little answering on stream, but I'll try to do a deep dive and see what's going on with the project. But 8 hours ago, they say that they are resuming the airdrop, the resumption of SUI airdrop for Gazer NFT holders. They say the darkest time has already passed. They said they're back, and we forever stand with our community. So I mean, we'll see. This is 8 hours ago. Maybe I'll go into the Discord and check around and see what's going on because it is a low market cap. And the game actually looks great, to be honest. And one thing I liked about it when I started looking into the game, like I said, the game looks great. Oh, let me fix this. Sorry, my whole setup. I got to work on the setup, but fix this resolution real quick. But the game does look good. And like I said, I saw that they were on what is it? I always call it IGN, but I think it's Imagine Games Network, which is a huge gaming network. As you see on their YouTube following, but their YouTube following is what 18 million. But Imagine Games Network has been around since the 90s, and it's like a staple in the gaming community. Like, a lot of people that are in gaming, they go here to check out what the latest games are, to see reviews on games. So the game looks great, and to be honest, from I haven't gamed in a while, but it looks like it was definitely made for Web 2 and is high quality AAA game. And but they, like I said, they said they were going to be Web 3 and in the blockchain space, but it looks like they kind of backpedaled for a minute, and it made all the early investors upset. And that's why, as if you look at the price kind of fell a bit. And we know when projects launch, they do retrace a lot, and from airdrops to early investors dumping or whatever. So it's just a thing to keep in the back of your mind. Like, they say that they're coming back to Web 3, and they're back, and they're resuming the airdrop, and they're back. But is that because they came in a time in the bear market and they didn't understand how the market worked and they got scared? And so, on top of being afraid of the gamers saying they don't like NFT and Web3 games, did they backpedal because of that? Did they also backpedal because the price action wasn't what they thought it would be because they came in the market the wrong time? So it's just something I would keep in my mind, even though like I said, the game looks great. It's a low market cap. I would keep that in mind when talking about investing into the project. If you want to, not financial advice, you can. But it's something that I would like look into their Discord and see what they're talking about, to see if they're actually back and they're actually going to be committed to keeping this Web 3 and really going to be, not let their community down. So it's not a project that I picked, and usually something like this, if it was this lower market cap, it would be something I, keep in the Patreon, make sure Patreon can get into it. But it was brought to me on the live stream, and so I wanted to answer here to just give you some things to look at when deciding whether or not you want to invest in this project. It looks great, but I just want to make sure they're gonna, like I said, keep that stuff together. But keep letting this play. But if anybody has any other picks they want to ask about, not saying I'm the all knowing guru or anything, but I do try to do some deep dives on this stuff and research, and just see what's going on with these different projects. But yeah, I mean, it looks decent. Let me see what's going on over here. I see another message about the tank. Do we call it tank? I don't know. I mean, a lot of people saying that they believe it can go back around to 40K. I don't know. Like I said, my horizon is so far from now. There will be times when our altcoin bags, that's what I mainly hold, will drop 25 and 30%. But it's not something I'm really worried about. I'm not trying to trade in and out. After going through 2 cycles and being through that mindset of like, oh my gosh, Bitcoin's tanking, I'm gonna go sell this altcoin and get it back cheaper. And how many times it did not work out for me? Like, listen, it just did not work out. You say you got $100 worth of a coin, and you think that Bitcoin's falling, I'm gonna catch it, or whatever, and I'm gonna buy more back when it's at 80, and then it shoots to 120. Like, I don't even play the game. I'm so relaxed now. But I do realize that people new to crypto, even people who just came in last cycle, are still like, their nerves are bad when they see the market fall. I'm perfectly fine with it. I'm just relaxing. Eddie said just got on, but gotta go. Have a good one, everyone. I'll watch the recording later. Yeah. Please do. Yeah, we're gonna keep it short today, though. But I just came on. Like I said, I'm just trying to stay consistent with the streaming or whatever, and making sure that people can ask about different picks they're looking at. If it's an outright scam or I can tell it's probably bad, I'll tell you right off the rip on the live. But otherwise, I'll do a deep dive like I did here on Abyss World. Like I said, I mean, it does look good, and they look like they have some big backing, a lot of partnerships and whatever. The quality of the game looks great. I'm just trying to see how they're going to work this Steam thing, because I know a lot of games do have NFTs and digital assets included in their games, but it's the wording they use when they put it on the platform. So there's like different workarounds you could use when trying to get listed on Steam. Of course, Epic is more open to that kind of stuff or whatever. Um, but yeah, so does anybody have any questions about any particular projects that they've been looking at? As what was another one I was asked about? I think I'm gonna do a deeper dive. Now this one's a higher market cap, so I can look at this one later. But I think what I saw was good, and that is Delicium. I've been hearing about Delicium for a while. Like I've been hearing about it for a while now. Um, let's see here. Yeah, they did have pretty decent backing behind them, and I'm always paying attention to what Unix is doing. So they're behind them. You have Athos Capital, Galaxy Interactive, JSR Ventures, Ancient Eight, PathDAO. So yeah, they got a lot of backing behind them. That's probably, even right now, the market cap is. I mean, it's very low. It's 25 million circulating. So I do want to look deeper into that. SPS, is that Splinterlands? Splinterlands. I think that's what that is. That was around last cycle. To be honest, let me see. Oh, it says Splinter Shards. No, which one? Which SPS is that? Oh, Splinterlands. Um, I don't remember being too bullish on Splinterlands. I know like I said, they were around last cycle. It was looking promising for a while. Um, but I haven't checked on any updates with them. But I don't remember being bullish on them as of late. Like I don't. Let me see here. Oh, they rebrand to Splinter Shard, so they did some rebranding. Sometimes with projects, rebranding is good. Sometimes it's a way to, I don't know, try to make people forget what they were. But I don't remember being too bullish on Splinterlands. They, of course, the following is big because they were around last cycle. Um, and I don't, like I said, I don't want to FUD anybody's project, but I'll have to look into them. Like the same as I did with Abyss World, I'll look into them and see what's going on, this time around in the cycle. But it's been very flat for a while. Yeah, and I mean they kind of even dropped off before the top of the last bull run. To be honest, they didn't even really make it all the way through November. But I mean, it's sitting at 34 million circulating. A lot of the supply is already out at 40%. I'm sorry, let me pull that up over here. I'm sorry, I didn't pull the window up. But so yeah, they're sitting around 35 million. It's only a 3x to fully diluted, but I don't know, not the most bullish on them. But I'll look into it though. But yeah, thank you guys for coming back to the stream. Even though after we had technical difficulties, we'll try to make sure it's a smoother ride in the future, and just make sure these sessions are better and we get more alpha to you. And looking forward to seeing you guys again tonight as we still work through this whole process. But thank you guys for coming to the stream again, and I will see you next time.